Hello guys, how are you today? So today I'll be explaining my bad. I'll be explaining the Math, Algebra and IGCSE course revision questions. So before we start, I had selected 2 comments for this video's comment of the week, okay? So this first comment is from this person over here. Really, thank you so much for calling me the GOAT. Even though I don't like to over show what I do. When you say these small comments like these, they make me really happy, guys. Really, thank you so much. And now this is a shout out to this person over here. Now the second shout out belongs to this person, okay? This person over here has been a very frequent commenter. I believe the name is Average Show Enjoyer. Okay, and they always comment, let's say him or her, they always comment the funniest, I'd say the funniest or weirdest comments I've ever seen. But this comment caught my attention. Why? Because if you didn't know that, I'm a very, very big Batman fan. Okay, and definitely Batman is gonna beat Spider-Man for sure. If you think otherwise, then I'm sorry to tell you, but in my opinion, I think Batman's gonna win. So anyways, also in the video, I'm very sick and I'm also still very sick. So if like I change my voice or my mood, or if I'm feeling a bit lazy, just excuse me because I'm very sick these past few weeks, okay? So thank you guys. I really enjoy all of your comments. Thank you so much. You guys mean so much to me. And anyways, let's move on to the video. So see you. Bye bye. So we're gonna start with the first chapter, which is 1.3. I'm not gonna do the recommended questions because I don't know what are the recommended questions. I will check them. I'm mainly gonna do the grids because I noticed most of the recommended questions, they are grids, okay? So anyways, let us go with the first grid that we find at the first section we have, which is section 1.3. We have grid 1, which is 21. Let fx be equal to what? Be equal to 4x minus 2. And gx is equal to 3x squared minus 8x plus 5. The rule for g round fx can be expressed as g round f, ax squared minus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are whole numbers to be determined. Give only the value of c as your answer. So what do they need? They need g round f. That means the function of the function of f in the function of g. So very simply, what is the function of g? The function of g is 3. Now instead of the x squared, put the brackets, okay? So it's gonna be 3, and then you will put 4x minus 2, 4x minus 2, and then you will put the squared, minus 8. Instead of the x, put the brackets, 4x minus 2 plus 5. So it becomes 12x. Or no, I have to distribute it first. So then it will become 3 times 16x squared minus 16x plus 4 minus 32x plus 16 plus 5. Now you add them all together, okay? And first you multiply this, so now you are gonna get 48x squared minus 48x plus 12 minus 32x plus 16 plus 5. Okay, you add them all together and you're gonna get what? You are gonna get 48x squared, okay, minus 80x plus 33. So they said it is in the format what? It is in the format of ax squared minus bx plus c, and we got it to be 48x squared, okay, minus 80x plus 33. So they need the value of c as our answer, so we will choose 33 as our answer. Okay, we move on to section 4. In section 4 we have questions. Let me just check. Questions 27 all the way until what? Until question 33. Okay? So let us start first with question number 27. They said let fx equal to minus 5x plus 2 over 3x minus 1, where the rule for f inverse can be expressed as this, where m and n are whole numbers to be determined. Find the value of m times n. So there's actually 2 ways to do this. The first way is to take what? Is to take fx as y, so y is equal to minus 5 x plus 2 over 3x minus 1. Then you multiply this over here, so it becomes 3xy minus y is equal to minus 5x plus 2. Bring everything that has x to one side. So now you have what? Now you have 3xy plus 5x is equal to 2 plus y. Okay, you're going to take out x as a common factor. So now it is x 3y plus 5 is equal to 2 plus y. And then divide both sides by 3y plus 5. You will get that x is equal to 2 plus y over 3y plus 5. Now what you're going to do is you're going to substitute the x by f inverse of x. And you're going to substitute the y by x. Okay? Also, I apologize if I keep on coughing or I sound weird or different. It's because I have a cold. I'm very sick, okay? So anyways, you get that it is 3y plus 5 or 3x plus 5. They said n is going to be this value over here and m is going to be this value over here. They need m times n, so 5 times 3, this is going to be what? This is going to be 15. Now the other way to do it, which is the very easy way, okay, you're going to take just this value on the top next to x and then this value at the bottom, and then you are going to swap them and you are going to swap their signs. What does it mean? That means minus 5x is in the top. You will put it in the place of minus 1 and you will change its sign. So now it's going to be like this. It's going to be x plus 2, 3x. Okay. So the minus 1 will take the place of the minus 5, but it will not be minus. You will flip its sign. So if it was minus 1, its sign will become plus 1. However, for the minus 5, you're going to put it in place of the minus 1, and you're also going to switch its sign. So if it was minus 5, it's going to become plus 5. So now you have 3x plus 5. You have the values of n and m. You can multiply them together to get an answer of 15. Okay, so that is it for question number 27. Now, as you can see, they're all basically the same, all the way from 28 till 33. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, let me see which ones I can do. They're all very simple actually, yani. If you know how to solve it, everything would become much easier, you know? So I'm probably gonna do 28, 29, and 33. I'm only gonna do these three because they're honestly way too long for me to do. Okay, so the first thing we have is what? Is part A. In part A, they said solve fx is equal to 0. So, here, since we have the advantage of using a calculator, you can take your calculator and do mod 5, 3. You can put for the first value it is minus 1, for the second value it is plus 2, and for the third value it is 3. You will put it on the calculator and you will get that the values of x, they are what? They are x is equal to 3 or x is equal to minus 1. This is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it, if you don't have this function on the calculator, is just by very simply doing minus x squared plus 2x plus 3 is equal to 0. If I was you, I would multiply both sides by minus 1. So times minus 1 times minus 1. It will become x squared minus 2x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now, because next to x squared we have the value of 1, just find the product sum values. What gives you a value of a product of minus 3 and a sum of minus 2. Very simply, it could be what? 3 times, or not 3. It could be minus 3 times 1 and minus 3 plus 1. So very simply, as you can see, it is what? It is x minus 3 times what? Times x plus 1. Now you have to make each of them equal to 0. So x minus 3 is equal to 0. X plus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 3. And x is equal to minus 1. Okay, this is very simply it for part A. Okay, we move on to part B. In part B, they said find the g inverse of x. Okay, very simply, to find g inverse, we're going to take x over x plus 3 equals to y, and then we're going to multiply. So it's going to be x is equal to y times x plus 3. Move everything that has x to one side. So move this to the other side. You will get that x minus yx is equal to 3. So you take out the common value, which is x. So x times 1 minus y is equal to 3. So very simply, oh, by the way, I forgot the y over here. So now, very simply, x times 1 minus y is equal to 3y. So x is equal to what? It's equal to 3y over 1 minus y. Now switch what? switch the y with x and the x with f inverse, not f, they want g inverse, with g inverse. So g inverse of x is equal to what? It is equal to 3x over 1 minus x. So that is it for part B. I don't think I'll do 29 top, I'll just do 33 top because I'm really tired. Okay, we move on to part C. They said find f g minus 6. So what does this mean? This means f of g of minus 6, okay? So, to find, first of all, f of g of minus 6, we need to find g of minus 6. So you're going to substitute the minus 6 into g. So, very simply, that means g minus 6 is equal to minus 6 over minus 6 plus 3. That means minus 6 over minus 3, which is then 2. Okay? So now, it's going to be f what? F of g of minus 6. We know that g of minus 6 is 2. It is equal to what? It's equal to minus 2 squared plus 2 times 2 plus 3. Because you can use your calculator, you're going to take your calculator and you're going to do minus 2 squared plus 2 times 2, okay, plus 3. And very simply, the answer you are going to get for part C, it's going to be 3. We move on to part D. They said find the g of f of x, so g of f of x. Very simply, this means what? This means you're going to substitute x into f and then fx into g. Very simply, they already substituted for us what? They already substituted x into f, okay? So what we're going to do now is we're going to substitute fx into g. So every single x we have, so gx or gfx, it's going to be equal to every single x you have, you're going to put a bracket, and instead of the bracket, you will put the value of fx, which is minus x squared plus 2x plus 3, over what? Over minus x squared plus 2x plus 3, okay, plus 3. If you solve it, it is then going to become minus x squared plus 2x plus 3, over what? Over minus x squared plus 2x plus 6, okay? Now, you could keep it like this, but they prefer what? They always prefer that the first number is what? The first number is positive. So if it's minus 1, you're going to multiply up and down by minus 1. And you're going to get an answer of x squared minus 2x minus 3 over x squared minus 2x minus 6. Very simply, that is it for part D. For part E, they said find h inverse. H inverse is very simply y is equal to 5x minus 4, okay? You're going to move minus 4 to the other side, so y plus 4 is equal to 5x. Divide both sides by 5. X is equal to y plus 4 over 5, okay? Switch the x with f inverse, so f inverse of x is equal to what? Switch the y with x, x plus 4 over 5, very simply. By the way, we're dealing with h inverse, so my mistake, put h inverse and not f inverse. Okay, now finally, the last question is f h x. You need to put what? F of h of x. So you need to put x into h and then hx into f. You already have what? You already have hx. You just need to put it into fx. So very simply, it's going to be minus, okay, minus 5x. Okay, so again, look. Fx is what? Fx is minus x squared plus 2x plus 3, okay? You're going to put the value of every x, you're going to substitute it with 5x minus 4. So, minus 5x minus 4 squared, okay, plus 2 times 5x minus 4 plus 3. After solving it, you're going to get minus 10x squared minus 40x plus 16, okay, plus 10x minus 8 plus 3. Okay, after expanding, it becomes minus 10x squared plus 40x minus 16 plus 10x minus 8 plus 3. Okay? Then, after solving it, oh, my bad, I did a big mistake. 5x squared is 25. Okay, so 5x squared is 25x squared. Don't do any silly mistakes like me, okay? So then after expanding, you're going to get the value of what? You're going to get a value of minus 25x squared, okay, plus 50x minus 21. Very simply, this is the value of f of h of x. That is it for question 28 top. I believe 29, 30, 31, and 32, you may be able to do it by yourself, but I will be more than happy to do 33. So they said, find g1 over 3. What does g1 over 3 mean? This means for every x you find in gx, you're going to substitute it by 1 over 3. So 2 brackets, inside the bracket put 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2. Thank God we are able to use the calculator in the exam. So it's going to be 1 over 3 plus 1 over 2. You put it on the calculator and you will get for part A. Of course, do not forget your brackets. You're going to get for part A an answer which is 5 over 6. Okay, for part B, they said solve 2fx is equal to minus gx. Okay, what is fx? Fx is minus 3x. So they said 2 times fx, which is minus 3x. It is equal to minus 3 times gx, which is 2x plus 1 over 2. After multiplying, you're going to get minus 6x is equal to minus 6x plus 3, not plus, sorry, minus 3 over 2, okay? Bring the 2 to the other side. So now minus 12x is equal to minus 6 minus 3. Bring minus 6 to the other side. You will get what? You will get that minus 12x plus 6x, which is minus 6x is equal to minus 3. Divide both sides by minus 6. You will get that x is equal to what? It is equal to 1 over 2. So very simply, we found the value of x to be what? To be 1 over 2. We move on to the next question, which is part C. Find f of h of x in the simplest form. What does f of h of x mean? That means in f of x, every x you have, so minus 3, you're going to put a bracket, and instead you are going to put h of x, which is 1 minus x squared. After distributing it, you're going to get minus 3 plus 3x squared. That is it for part C. We move on to part D. In part D, they said calculate h of minus 2. So what is this? This is h of minus 2. So minus 2, you will first put it into h, and then whatever answer you get of h and minus 2, you will put it into h again. So first of all, h of minus 2, it's equal to 1 minus minus 2 squared. So 1 minus 4, which is minus 3. Okay? Okay, so now we have that. H of minus 2, it is what? It is minus 3. And we will put it in what? We will put it in h. So h of minus 2, it is equal to what? It is equal to h of x, which is 1 minus x squared. Instead of x, you will put this answer over here, which is minus 3. So 1 minus minus 3 squared. So it becomes 1 minus 9, which is then minus 8. So for part D, the answer is minus 8. We move on to part E. In part E, they said find g inverse x. So what is g inverse x? Very simply, you will take gx, which is 2x plus 1 over 2, and you will put instead of gxy, so y is equal to 2x plus 1 over 2. Multiply by 2, 2y is equal to 2x plus 1. Bring my plus 1 to the other side. 2y minus 1 is equal to 2x. Divide both sides by 2. You will get that x is equal to what? It is equal to 2y minus 1 over 2. Okay, so very simply, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna substitute the x by g inverse of x, so g minus 1x. It is equal to what? It's equal to 2y minus 1 over 2. And my bad, instead of the y, do not put y, put instead of the yx, so 2x minus 1 over 2. Very simply, that is it. We move on to part F. They said h of g of f is something like this. We need to find the values of k and m. Very simply, let us do it together. It's h of g of f. That means you're going to put f into g and then gf into h. Okay? So, fx, of course. Fx is minus 3x, you're going to put it into g. So now gfx, it is equal to what? It is equal to 2 times minus 3x plus 1 over 2. So it's equal to minus 6x plus 1 over 2. Now you're going to put it into h, okay? So it's going to be h of g of f of x, okay? It is equal to what? It is equal to 1 minus, and instead of the x squared, you can put minus 6x plus 1 over 2 squared. So then it is gonna be 1 minus, okay, on the top it's gonna be 2 minus 6x squared, you're gonna square minus 6x, so it's gonna be 36x squared, okay? And then you're gonna multiply everything together, so 2 times 1 times minus 6, it becomes minus 12x, and then you're gonna square 1, so it's gonna be plus 1 squared, which is 1. All of it is over what? All of it is over 2 squared, which is 4. Now you need to do the common denominator, so this will no longer be 1, this will be 4 over 4. Now that you have the common denominator, you can subtract, and you will get the answer is what? You will get that the answer is 36x squared, okay? Actually no, because look, I'm subtracting. My bad. So it's gonna become what? It's gonna become minus 36x squared plus 12x plus 3 over 4. Very simply. Why? Because I have a minus in front of it. Because I have a minus in front of it, I will have to distribute it to everything. Okay, and that after solving, you're gonna get minus 36x squared plus 12x plus 3. So k is equal to 12 and m is equal to minus 36. Very simply, that is it for part F. So I did question 27, 28, and 33. I'm sorry, I'm very tired. I'm not able to do the rest. But let us move on to any next grid questions we see. We have 38 grid. Let me just double check if we have it. Okay, so we do not have this. Okay, or that may come. The next thing we have is in section 3.1, so chapter 3.1. Let us see, chapter 3.1. Here we go. Chapter 3, we have the question 3.1, we have question 6, this is the first question, and then we also have another question, which is question number 37. So let us start with question 6. In question 6, grade 1, they said, when the root of 5x squared plus 58x minus 24 is equal to 0 is 2 over 5, what is the value of the other root? Okay, so there are very, very many ways to do this, okay? You could use your calculator by doing mod 5, 3 if you have this option. But if you do not have this option, this is the other way they want you to do it. They want you to be able to do the product sum rule. So you know what? You know that it's going to be x squared plus, no, not plus, minus sum plus the product. And we know that the product is equal to what? It's equal to c over a. So in this case, to find the product, so very simply, again, we know that the product is c over a. If we want to find the product, we will take it from over here. We're going to take the value of c, which is minus 24, and we will put it over the value of a, which is 5. So minus 24 over 5, it is equal to 2 over 5 times the other root. This is literally the simplest way to do it. So if you move this to the other side, it becomes division. So minus 24 over 5 divided by 2 over 5 is equal to x, okay? So x is equal to minus 24 over 5 times 5 over 2, cancel 5 and 5. You will now get what? You will get that x is equal to minus 24 over 2, which is minus 12. So very simply, we found the value of the other root to be minus 12. Okay, so now we will move on to there's another question number 37. Okay, I think we will get the other question later. But anyways, let us move on to the next question that we have, which is question number 13. They said the roots of 2x squared minus 8x plus 5 equals to 0 are this, where k is a whole number to be determined. What is the value of k? You could use your calculator by doing mod 5, 3. If you don't have the calculator, you will use this rule. You have discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. And then minus b plus or minus radical discriminant over 2a. These are the values of your roots, okay? So the discriminant is b squared, so it's minus 8 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times 5. You can put it on your calculator. Minus 8 squared minus 4 times 2 times 5. You will get an answer of what? You will get an answer of 24, okay? So 24 is the discriminant. Now, to find the value of the roots, it's gonna be minus b, so it's minus 8, plus or minus radical discriminant, which is 24, over 2a, so 2 times 2, okay? So now look what's gonna happen. Minus 8 will become what? It will become 8. Radical 24 what is 24? 24 is 2 times 12. 12 is 2 times 6. 6 is 2 times 3. Okay? So very simply, radical 24 is radical 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Take out 2 of the same. So you're going to have 2. And then inside you're going to have radical 6. So it's going to be 8 plus or minus 2 radical 6 over 2 times 2. So then you can simplify it by crossing out the 2 and the 2 and the 8 and the 2. Okay? You cross them out with the same 2. Do not forget that. Okay? Why? Because it's the same as 8 over 2 times 2 plus or minus 2 radical 6 over 2 times 2. So then you simplify by cancelling this and this, and you will be left with 4 over 2 plus or minus radical 6 over 2. So then together combined, it's going to be 4 plus or minus radical 6 over 2. So the value of k is going to be 6. Okay? We move on to question number 17. We don't have the others, although we have this question over here. Okay? So over here they said, hold on, let me check. I don't know why 15 and 16 are not included. They're very, very important, but I'm gonna bring them because they're honestly very important. So they said, given the curve C with the equation y is equal to x to the power of 3 minus 27x plus 4, they said find the coordinates of each of these stationary points and determine their nature. How do we do this? How do we find the coordinates of these stationary points? First thing we will need to do is find the derivative. How do we find the derivative? This you're supposed to know it by now. So it's gonna be 3x2. So you will take the 3, you will put it down, and then it will become 3 minus 1. So 3x2 minus 27. Okay, so because it's x to the power of 1. You'll bring it down. It's minus 27 times 1, and then 1 minus 1, which is 0. And anything to the power of 0 is 1. So 3x squared minus 27, and this you cannot make it as a derivative. So the derivative is 3x squared minus 27. If you solve it, you're going to get that the value of x is equal to what? The value of x is equal to plus or minus 3. Okay, now this is something very, very, very important. Look why. We're going to draw the table of variation. You're going to have 1, 2. Okay, let's just do 1 like this for now. Over here, we're going to have what? We're going to have x, we're going to have y prime, and we're going to have y. Okay? So over here, it's going to be minus 3. Over here, it's going to be 3. These are based on what? The value of the roots, which is x is equal to plus 3. X is equal to minus 3. Alright? Now over here, you're going to put what? You're going to put minus infinity and plus infinity. Okay? Now on the bottom, what are we going to put over here? We're going to take the value of our roots, which is plus and minus 3, and we're going to substitute it in the original equation. So it's going to be 3 to the power of 3 minus 27 times 3 plus 4. Okay? You put it on your calculator, you will get that the answer over here is supposed to be minus 50. This is for 3. If you do for minus 3, so it's minus 3 to the power of 3 minus 27 times minus 3 plus 4, you're going to get an answer which is 58. Okay? Now we can determine whether it's positive, negative, whether it's a local maximum, local minimum, or if it is stationary. Okay? To do that, what we're going to do is we're going to take a value less than minus 3. So in between minus 3 and minus infinity. Let us say, for example, we're going to take minus 4. Okay. If we took minus 4, we would need to substitute it in the derivative. So it's 3 times minus 4 squared minus 27. You're going to get a positive answer. So this over here is plus, and this over here is increasing. Okay. Now, don't forget to put your zeros over here, because at minus 3, it's going to be 0, and at 3, it's going to be 0. Why? Because if you replace them in the derivative, they're going to give you an answer of 0. Now, we need to choose a number in between minus 3 and 3. Let us say, for example, we chose the value of 1. If you chose the value of 1, you will get that it is a negative number, so it's going to be going down. Now, we need to choose a number between 3 and plus infinity to see what will it be, positive or will it be negative. To do that, choose any number between 3 and infinity, for example 4. You will see that it's positive, so it's going up. So over here, you will notice what? You will notice that this is a local maximum, and this over here is a local minimum. Very simply, this is it for 15, top part A. We move on to part B. They said the point M on the curve has x coordinate 1. find the equation of the tangent, okay, to C at M. This is a very, very important question. Why? Look what's gonna happen. They told us it is on point coordinate 1. So 1 is our x. Let us find the value of y. To find the value of y, you're gonna replace it in the original equation. So it's gonna be 1, okay, to the power of 3 minus 27 times 1 plus 4. And you will get that your y is what it is, minus 22. So now you have the value of x and the value of y. Another very important thing we know is that the derivative of this equation is gonna give us the slope. And we know that the derivative of this equation, it is gonna be what? It's gonna be 3x squared, okay, minus 27. So put it in your calculator. It's gonna be 3 times 1 squared minus 27. You're gonna get that the value of your slope, it is what? It is minus 24. So we have x, we have y, we have the value of our slope, which is minus 24. So based on the equation, we know that ax plus b is going to be equal to y, okay? So we know that a, which is the slope, is minus 24, times x, which is 1, plus b is equal to y, which is minus 22. So after solving, you're going to get that the value of b, it is what? It is going to be equal to 2. Okay, so now the equation is minus 24x, okay, so x is gonna be the value of x, plus 2 is gonna be equal to what? It's gonna be equal to y. So that's it for question number 15. We move on to question number 16. So the displacement s meters of a car from a fixed point at time t seconds is given by this. Calculate the value of s when t is equal to 3. When t is equal to 3, that means you just substitute 3 by t, or t by 3. So it's 3 to the power of 3 minus 6 times 3 squared plus 24 times 3 plus 7. And you will get an answer of 52 not 52 meter. 52 meter by 3 seconds, okay? Find the distance traveled in the third second. The distance traveled in the third second, it is what? It is the third second distance minus the second distance. We have the third second distance, which is 52 meters, minus the second, or the 2 second distance, which is gonna be 2 to the power of 3 minus 6 times 2 squared plus 24 times 2 plus 7. And you will get an answer of what? You will get an answer of 39. So 52 minus 39, you will get the value of 13 meter. So very simply, the distance traveled in the third second is 13 meters. We move on to the next one. Calculate the value of t when the acceleration is 12 meters per second. When the acceleration is 12 meters per second, first of all, how do you find the acceleration from the displacement? We know that from displacement, you will do one derivative, dx over dy or dy over dx, I don't know. Let me just check. It is dy over dx, okay? So dy over dx, you're gonna do one derivative and you're gonna get what? You're gonna get the velocity. You do another derivative, so dy over dx, you're gonna get what? The acceleration. Okay, so very simply, let's do the derivative 2 times of this value over here. So it's gonna be the first time 3t squared minus 12t plus 24. If you do it the second time, it's gonna be 3t minus 12. Okay, they said this acceleration is equal to what? It's equal to 12 meters per second. So bring this to the other side. Oh, my bad, I did another mistake, guys. So again, when you're doing the derivative again, it becomes 60. Do not forget 2 times 3. So 60 minus 12 is going to be equal to what? It's going to be equal to 12. You're going to move this to the other side. So 60 is going to be equal to what? To 24. So t is equal to 4 seconds. So at 4 seconds, the acceleration is 12 meters per second squared. We move on to part D. Is there any time t when the particle is at rest justified? Okay, what do they mean when the particle is at rest? When the particle is at rest, this means that its velocity is equal to 0. So let us find its velocity by doing the derivative. You're gonna get 3t squared minus 12t plus 24. You're going to make this equal to 0. And then you could solve this either by doing the discriminant. So discriminant is b squared minus 4ac. Or you can put it on your calculator. If you put it on your calculator, you're going to have 3 minus 12 and 24. You're going to get numbers with I next to them. If they're numbers with I next to them, they're imaginary numbers. And definitely for sure, there's no time, which is a real number, and where the particle is at rest. However, if you do it in the discriminant method, okay, it's going to be b squared, which is minus 12 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 3 times 24. Put it on your calculator, so minus 12 squared. Do not forget how to put the brackets, they're very important. You're going to get a negative number, which is minus 144. This for sure is very wrong, okay? We cannot have any discriminant that is negative. Because if the discriminant is negative, it's not gonna work, and it's not gonna function, because you're gonna have to put it in the radical, and the radical discriminant cannot be a negative number. If it is then a negative number, then you know directly then there is no real time, okay? Now we move on to 17 top. They said the distance graph shown below shows the journey of a cyclist, okay? Find the speed of the cyclist between 0, 9, 0, 0 and 0, 9, 3, 0. Find the average speed of the cyclist for the whole journey. And then finally part B, the speed time graph below shows this. Okay, let's just focus on part A. The distance time graph below shows the journey of a cyclist, okay? Find the speed of the cyclist between the time 9 minutes and 9 minutes and 30 seconds, or not even 9 minutes, sorry, 9 hours. So between 9 and 9:30, they want us to find the speed of the cyclist. We know the speed is what? The speed is distance over time, okay? So because we're dealing with the slope, we're going to take the 2 points from 9:30 and 9. So it's going to be very simply y minus y over x minus x. So y minus y is going to be 6 minus 0 over x minus x, which is the difference in time. What is the difference in time? From 9 till 9:30, the difference in time is 30 minutes. So it is going to be 30 minutes, but because we are dealing with hours, we cannot take 30 minutes. We will have to change it into hours by dividing by 60. So 30 divided by 60, which is half an hour. So 6 minus 0 over 1 over 2, and then you will get what? You will get that the speed, which is equal to distance over time, it is 12 kilometers per hour. That is it for part I. We'll move on to part II. Find the average speed of the cyclist for the whole journey. Okay, so how to do this? How do we find the average speed of the cyclist for the whole journey? We're going to take the final point, which is 11:05:24, and then the initial point, which is 9:0. Okay, now we're going to do what? We're going to do the distance over time. So what is the difference of distance? It was 24 and 0. So the difference in distance is 24 minus 0, which is 24. And then for the time, we need to find the difference in time. The difference is 2 hours and 5 minutes. If you change it into minutes, it is 125 minutes. And don't forget to divide it by 60. 125 divided by 60. It is not a whole number, but you can simplify it to 25 over 12. So now it is very simply what? It is 24 divided by 25 over 12 hours. Okay, you will put it on your calculator. And you will get that the approximate distance, or the average distance the cyclist traveled is how much? Is 11.52 kilometer per hour, or not the average distance, sorry, the average speed. Okay, that was it for part 17. We move on to part 17b. The speed time graph below shows the first 30 minutes of another cyclist journey. Okay, the distance traveled is 7 kilometers. The maximum speed of the cyclist is what? It is v kilometers per hour. Find the value of v. To find that, we could play with areas. They need the maximum speed v. And they told us what? They told us that the distance traveled is 7 kilometers. Distance traveled, this is what? This is the area of the graph. If the area of our graph is a trapezoid, then we'll have to find the area of a trapezoid. So what is the area of a trapezoid? Area of a trapezoid is base 1 plus base 2, okay, times the height over 2. The height you can substitute it by what? You can substitute it by the speed v, okay? Also guys, sorry if I keep on doing a lot of mistakes. I'm just like really sick, okay? I'm not able to focus too much. So base 1, which is, let us say, the small base, and then base 2, which is, let us say, the big base. First of all, what is base 1? Base 1, we said small base. It is the minutes, which is from 21 to 9. 21 minus 9, this is all in all 12 minutes. This is the small base. But of course, we will need to deal with it in what? In hours, because v kilometer per hour. So to change it from minute to hour, you're going to divide by 60 and you will get an answer of 0.2. You will add it to what? To the base 2, which is the difference in time, which is from 8:30 to 8, which is 30 minutes, okay? So 30 minutes, you will change it into hours, so 30 divided by 60, it is 0.5 hour, times the height v over 2, it is equal to what? It is equal to 7. Move 2 to the other side, so now 15 is equal to 14 is equal to 0.2 plus 0.5 times v, okay? So now 14 over 0.2 plus 0.5, you will get an answer that v, okay, is equal to 20 kilometer per hour. That is it for number 17. We'll move on to part 2 of number 17. Compute the acceleration in meter per second squared of the cyclist during the first 9 minutes. We know acceleration, it is what? It is the slope of the graph. So if you find the slope of the graph, we know that v is now 20 kilometer per hour. So to find the slope together, it's going to be y minus y over x minus x. Or the difference of rise, which is 20 kilometer per hour, over what? Over the distance of run, which is what? 9 minutes. But they need it in what? They need it in meter per second squared. So to do that, we will need to change the 20 kilometer per hour into meter per second, and we need to change the 9 minutes into seconds. So 20 kilometer per hour, let us change it into meter per second. To do that, we will need to divide by 3.6. So 20 divided by 3.6, you will get an answer which is almost 50 over 9. So it's 50 over 9 meter per second divided by what? 9 minutes. You need to change it into second. You need to then multiply by 60. So 9 times 60, that is 540. Now you're going to do 50, was it 50? 50 over 9 divided by 540, and you will get the answer, which is approximately what? It is approximately 0.01 meter per second squared. So that is it for question number 17. Then we have questions 38 until 43. Let us see them, if they are important. Yes, they are very important. I think you should do them all, actually. So we have from 37, I have a feeling it is gonna come. So 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, and 43. Yeah, let us do from 37 until 37 until 43. Okay? They want us to find what? The simplest form of this. To find the simplest form, you will need to what? You will need to simplify or make them in an easier format. So let's use down. 3x minus 9, you can take 3 out of it, so it's 3 times x minus 3 times. Here, if you simplify it, you can do the product sum rule, okay? If you simplify it by the product sum rule, you're going to get x minus 3 times x plus 5. Over what? This, again, you can simplify it by the product sum rule. This will become x minus 2 times x plus 5, okay, times what? Times this one, you will also simplify it. It will become what? It will become x minus 2 times what? Times x minus 3. So then you will need to cross out anything that is in common. You can cancel x plus 5, x plus 5, x minus 3, x minus 3, and you'll be left with what? You'll be left with 3x minus 3 over what? Over x minus 2 squared. After simplifying it, no need to simplify the denominator. Then you will get what? You will get 3x minus 9 over x minus 2 squared, okay? So that is it for 37 grid. We move on to 38. they said, given that x is greater than 0, y is greater than 0, write the given expression in simplest form. Okay, guys, if this video reaches, like, let's say 1 hour 15 minutes, I'm gonna cut it off. I'll make a new video, and I'm gonna call this part 1. Okay, so for grid 2, they said, given that x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0, write the given expression in simplest form. So here what you're gonna do is you're gonna take out the common, okay? So what is the common? The common is gonna be 4. Between 4 and 16, the common is 4. Between x and x squared, the common is x. And between y3 and y2, the common is y2. Okay, it's gonna be multiplied by what? It's gonna be multiplied by y plus 4x, okay? Okay, so now you can take out what? You can take out the things that you can... my bad. The things you can do a radical for them. يعني 4, you can do a radical for it. It will become 2. You'll take it outside, it will become 2. Y squared, you can do a radical. It will become y. So 2y. But x, you cannot do. So it will be 2y radical x times y plus 4x. Of course, don't leave it like this. You need to simplify. So 2y radical xy plus 4x squared. And that is it for the number 38. We'll move on to number 39. So the given equation has roots x equals alpha and x equals beta. They said find the value of a alpha times beta. Okay. Honestly, what I would do in this case was that I would expand and then simplify. But there's another way to do it. Another way is to divide both sides by 5. You will now have x plus 3 times x plus 4 is equal to 20 over 5, which is 4. Okay. Now you can expand this. It's going to be what? It's going to be x squared plus 7x plus 12 is equal to 4. Bring 4 to the other side, you will get x squared plus 7x plus 12 minus 4, which is 8, is equal to 0. So very simply, you have it in this format. They said the roots x is equal to a and x is equal to b. Yeah? They told us they want to find the value of alpha times beta, or a times b. Very simply, we know what? Alpha times beta is the product of the roots. And based from before, we know that it's going to be 1x squared minus sum plus the product. So we have the product over here to be 8. So very simply, the value of alpha times beta is going to be what? It's going to be 8. Very simply. We move on to question number 40. They said, find the value of b. Basically, we need to complete the roots. To be able to do that, you just need to do the discriminant rule. So discriminant is equal to b squared minus 4ac. Okay, and then 4ac. Okay, and then you will do it as minus b plus or minus radical discriminant over 2a. Okay, so over here, the discriminant is going to be what? Discriminant is going to be b, which is minus 8. So minus 8 squared minus 4 times 16 times minus 47. Put it on your calculator. You're going to get an answer which is a very big number, which is 3072. Okay. So it will become, now as the roots, it's going to be minus b. So minus 8 plus or minus radical 3072 over 2 times 8, over 2 times 16. What you could do, you could put it on your calculator. Minus 8 is 8. Okay. Let's say plus radical 3072 over 2 times 16. Just put it on your calculator and you will get the simplest form of the answer, which is what? Which is, it is 1 plus 4 radical 3 over 4. So that means the roots, they are what? They are 1 plus or minus 4 radical 3 over 4. If you take them into two separate fractions, it's 1 over 4 plus or minus radical 4 radical 3 over 4. Here you can cancel the 4 and 4. So very simply, the roots, they are what? 1 over 4 plus or minus radical 3. So the value of b, it's going to be what? It is going to be 3. We move on to question number 41. In question number 41, they said, the given system of equations has a solution a, b, where a is positive. Find the value of a. Okay, so we have over here the value y is equal to 3x minus 1. And then we have x plus y squared is equal to 9. Okay, so what we can do over here is we can put the radical here. You will get y is equal to 3x minus 1. And here x plus y is going to be equal to plus or minus radical 9, which is plus or minus 3. Okay, substitute y in the equation. You're going to get x plus 3x minus 1 is equal to plus or minus 3. That means 4x minus 1 is either equal to plus 3 or 4x minus 1 is equal to minus 3. Bring minus 1 to the other side. You will get 4x is equal to 4 or 4x is equal to minus 2. They said they need the positive value of a. So here x is equal to 1 and x is equal to minus 1 over 2. So definitely we're going to take the positive value, which is 1. So 1 is the answer. The value of a is then 1. We move on to question number 42. In question number 42, they said, in the xy plane, okay, the graphs of the two equations in the system given above intersect exactly at one point. What is the value of x in this point? Very simply, because they are intersecting, that means they will be equal to each other. That means 2x squared plus 8x plus 20 is going to be equal to 2 minus 4x. Move them to the other side. You will get 2x squared plus 12x minus 18x, not minus, sorry, plus 18, not minus 18x, sorry. So 2x squared plus 12x plus 18 is equal to 0. Then again, you could solve for the roots. You could use the discriminant method, so you can do discriminant is b squared minus 4ac, and then the roots x1 and x2, they are equal to minus b plus or minus radical discriminant over 2a. You could do it like this, or you can put it on your calculator. So if you put it on your calculator, it is 2, 12, and 18. So you will get the only root. In this case, it is going to be what? It is going to be minus 3. If you use the discriminant method to find the discriminant, it's going to be what? It's going to be 12 squared minus 4 times 2 times 18. You're going to get 0. So you have one real root. So it's going to be minus b, which is minus 12, okay, over, because radical delta, so radical 0 is 0. So plus or minus radical 0, which does not make sense because it's 0. So you can do minus 12 over what? Over 2 times a, so 2 times 2, which is 4. So minus 12 over 4, you will get the answer, which is minus 3. That's very simply it for question number 42. We'll move on to question number 43. In question number 43, they said, 5x squared minus 10 times 2a minus bx plus 3b equals 0. They said the sum of the roots, pay attention. We know the equation is x squared minus sum plus product. The sum of the roots is 4. That means x squared plus 4, okay, and their product is minus 6, okay? Minus 6, all right? Now they want us to find the value of the letter. To do that, very simply, we would need to know what? We would need to know that the product, which is in this case minus 6, and the sum, which is in this case 4, it is what? Sum is equal to minus b over a, okay? And the product, it's equal to c over a, okay? So the product, first of all, it's going to be minus 6 is equal to c, which is 3b over a, which is 5. Bring 5 to the other side. So now 3b is equal to minus 30. So b is equal to what? B is equal to, so we have the value of b to be minus 10. Okay. Now, to solve for a, we will need to use the sum rule. We know that the sum rule is minus b. So minus 10 times 2a minus b, so minus b, we know it's going to be minus, and b is minus 10, over what? Over 5, okay? It is equal to what? It is equal to the sum, which is 4. Bring 5 to the other side, you will get minus 10 times 2a plus 10 is equal to 20. Divide both sides by minus 1, and you will get what? You will get that minus 10 times 2a plus 10 is equal to minus 20. Divide now both sides by minus 10, and you will get what? You will get that 2a plus 20 is equal to what? It is equal to 2. Move 10 to the other side. So now 2a is equal to 2 minus 10, which is minus 8. Now a is equal to minus 4. And just like that, we found the value of what? We found the value of a, which is minus 4. We finished from these. We don't have chapter 4. We'll move on to chapter 5. So chapter 5, I don't know what we have. Let me just check. So perfect. What happened is that for chapter 5, we only have 2 questions, okay? So they are vectors. We have chapter 5, question number 8, which is 5.1. So number 8 over here. Great, it's small, not too big. They said, referring to the figure below, O is the origin. OA is equal to A and OB is equal to B. Okay? They said what? They said M is a point on AB such that AM to AB is 1 to 2. So, AM is 1 and AB is 2. Or in another sense, they're saying that AM is half of AB. They said, find in terms of A and B the position vector of M. Give your answer in the simplest form. Okay, whenever they say the position vector of M, they mean it is from the origin. So OM. To reach OM, you have many ways to do it. You can take OA. So you will do starting with starting and then ending with ending. So OA and AM. Or another way you could do it is OB and BM. I prefer to go how? I prefer to go OA and AM. Okay? Very simply, we know that OA, based on the graph, it is A. Based on the given, that it is A. So already we know that it is, first of all, we're looking for what? We're looking for OM. OM is equal to OA plus AM. Okay? OA is A, so it's going to be A plus AM. What is AM? AM, it is equal to what? AM, it is equal to, AM, it is equal to 1 over 2 of AB. And AB, it is equal to what? It is equal to AO plus OB. AO, it is going to be what? It's going to be minus A, but OB, it's going to be B. So, AB, it is equal to B minus A. How did we get it? Because we know that from A to B, from A, this is the starting point. My bad. So, the starting point to the ending point. From A to O, this is AO, which is the opposite of OA, so it's going to be minus A. And then OB, which is then B. So, AB is what? It's B minus A, or it is A minus A plus B. So if AB is this, and we need to find AM, we know that AM is equal to half of AB. So that means AM is going to be half of B minus A. Okay, if you distribute it, it's going to be A plus 1 over 2B minus 1 over 2A. You solve it a little bit, you're going to get 1 over 2B plus 1 over 2A. Okay? You take out the common factor, it is 1 over 2A plus B. Very simply like that, we found the position vector of M to be 1 over 2A plus B. We move on to part B. They said, find MB in terms of A and B. Okay. So we know MB, it is what? MB, it is half of AB. And we found the AB in the previous section, or in the previous part. We know that AB, it is AO plus OB, so minus A plus B. That means it is AB is equal to B minus A. So if we're looking for MB, which is half of AB, that means MB is going to be equal to half of B minus A. And that's very simply it for question number 8. The next one we have is in 5.2, question number... Did I... Wait? Yeah, 5.2 here. Question number 24. Oh, we have 17 top. I think I will do the 17 top. Or hold on, let me just check. Oh, these are all important. They came in previous AMSs. So 100. I'm too tired to do any of these. Type, look what I will do. 24 is the same as 17. So I'm not going to do 17. 23 is very important. I'm going to do the 23. 22, not so important. 21, okay. So basically, I'm only going to do 23 and 24 because 23, I feel it is very, very, very important, okay? Okay, so they said find in terms of N and M in simplest form, LB, YL, and OY. They gave us what? They gave us that YB is going to be 1 and AY, it's going to be 4. So in total, they are going to be 5 based on this information over here, okay? They want us to find the value of LB, YL, and OY. First of all, LB. LB is starting from L and it's ending at B. What is the value of LB? The value of LB it is gonna be equal to what? LB. Oh wait, LB, I didn't do LB, I did LY, my bad. LB, it's gonna be like this. LB, as you can see, it is going in the same direction as OA. And OA, it is, what is the value of OA? It is N, okay? But as you can see, L is the midpoint. It's given L is the midpoint of BC. And since they are parallel in a parallelogram, that means they are gonna be of the same value. So if this is the midpoint, then this over here is also gonna be the midpoint. So technically, L is then gonna be the midpoint of OA. So that means the value of LB, which is half of CB, it is gonna be 1/2N. The next thing we have is YL. What is the value of YL? YL, you can find it by doing what? You can find it by doing YB plus BL. Okay? To find the value of YB, very simply, we know it is what? It is 1/5 of the value of AB. And AB, as you can see, it is parallel and going in the same direction as OC. So if OC is M, then that means very simply the value of YB, it is going to be 1/5 of M. So 1/5 of M. Plus BL, we found LB in the other equation. It is 1/2N. So if we're dealing with BL, which is going in the opposite direction, that means you're going to have to put a minus. So minus 1/2N. So very simply, the value of YL, it is what? It is 1/5M minus 1/2N. Okay? We move on to question OY, or not question, to part OY. They want us to find the value of OY. What is OY? OY is from here all the way until here. OY, it is what? It is OA plus, so OA going like this, okay? Plus what? Let me do it in a different color. OA going like this, plus AY, okay? So again, we're looking for what? OY. OY, oops, my bad. OY, it is equal to, okay, OY, it is equal to OA plus AY. We know OA, it is what? OA, it is N. But AY, it is what? It is 4/5 of AB. And we know AB, it is parallel to what? It is parallel to OC. OC is what? OC is M. That means then AB is M. And AY is going to be 4/5 of AB, so it's going to be 4/5 of M. So very simply, AY is 4/5M. You will add them together. And you will get that the value of OY, it is what? It is N plus 4/5M. Very simply, that is it for part A. Let us move on to part B. In part B, they said CB and OY are extended to meet at a point K. So CB, CB, my goodness, okay. CB and OY are extended to meet at a point K. Let us just assume it's like this. I apologize for my bad drawing. They said find the positions of vector K in terms of N and M. So they want to find what? They want to find the value of OK. OK, very simply, you can find it in this method. We can do proportional triangles. You could do that OY over OK, so keep this OY, not OX, my bad. OY over OK, it is equal to what? It is equal to AY. It is equal to AY over what? Over AB. Now you can do cross multiplication. AB, we know it is what? It's going in the same direction as OC, so we know that AB is what? AB is M. Okay, so just to start over here, we know AB is M. AY, it's gonna be what? It's gonna be 4/5 of M. It is equal to what? It's equal to OY. OY, we found it in the previous question. In the previous question, OY, we found it to be N plus 4/5M. So it's gonna be N plus 4/5M over OK. So now you're gonna do cross multiplication. After doing cross multiplication, you're gonna get M times N plus 4/5M is equal to what? 4/5M times OK. So cancel M from both sides. You're gonna have M here gone and M here gone. Now you're left with N plus 4/5M is equal to 4/5 OK. So now you're going to divide what? You're going to divide both sides by 4 over 5, and then you're going to simplify it, and you're going to get 5 over 4n plus m is equal to OK. So very simply, 5 over 4n plus m is equal to OK. We'll move on to the next question, which is YL. YL, they said h minus 4h and absolute value of YL is equal to radical 272. Find the positive value of h. Okay, the absolute value of YL is the magnitude. And to find the magnitude, we know it's going to be radical x squared plus y squared in this sense, okay? So x squared in this sense is h, so it's going to be radical h squared plus minus 4h squared. So it's going to be radical h squared plus 16h squared. So radical 17h squared. Now what? The radical 17h squared is equal to what? Is equal to radical 272. You're going to square both sides. So let's square both sides. You're going to get that 17h squared is equal to what? It is equal to 272. Divide 272 by 17. You will get an answer of 16. So h squared is equal to 16. Okay? You're going to do radical answer. You're going to get h is equal to plus or minus 4. You will take the positive value because you cannot have a negative value side. So the value over here, it is what? It is plus 4. Now we move on to grid number 24. Okay? They said, consider the grid below. Points P and Q are given on the grid, and P R is equal to 3 minus 3. Okay. They said, plot the point R on the given grid. So they said what? They said PR is what? 3 minus 3. They want us to plot the point R. PR, what does it mean? That means to go from point P to point R, we need a vector of what? Of 3 minus 3. We have the point P, we can find it over here, it is 1, 4. So to move from P to R, we will need to follow the equation. Initial plus vector is equal to final. We need to get to the final, which is point R. We have the initial point, which is 1, 4, plus the vector, which is 3 minus 3. You will put them together, and you will get what? 4, 1. So the final point of R is going to be over here. It's going to be 4, 1. Okay? We move on to part B. They said, write RQ as a column vector. We know RQ, it is what? RQ is equal to, if you are going from R all the way to Q. So it's going to be initial plus vector is equal to final. We have the final, which is Q, and the initial, which is R plus the vector. We need to find the value of the vector. So vector is equal to Q minus R. What is the value of Q? Or what are the points of Q? Q, it is 4, 2. And R, it was what? It was 4, 1. You're going to subtract them from each other to get the vector to be 0, 1. Okay? 0, 1. Then they told us in part C, xy is a vector parallel to RQ. The magnitude of xy is equal to twice the magnitude of RQ. Write down a possible column for vector xy. We have the vector RQ up, it was 0, 1. If it's equal to twice the magnitude, then this is going to be times 2. And then the new vector column, it's going to be 0 times 2, which is 0, and then 1 times 2, which is then 2. However, they did not tell us if it's moving in the same direction. So if they told us they are moving in the same direction, then you will say, khalas, it is 0, 2. But they could be moving in the opposite direction. If they are moving in the opposite direction, then you would multiply by minus 2. So it becomes 0 times minus 2, which is 0. And then 1 times minus 2, which is minus 2. Very simply, oh my goodness, there's a police. So very simply, that is it for part C. I think I'm going to cut this video short, لأنه I'm going to go eat something. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed and have a wonderful day.